Hi, Dex here, with another statement to make in regard to what I call therapeutic spiritual counseling. Now, the basis of any really effective and appropriate therapeutic counseling is to respond to the client's need to accomplish the resolution of those things that stand in the way of their goals and purposes. It is your goals and your purposes, the things you intend or want to do or accomplish or have, that are the basis for experiencing the things that disturb you or are unpleasant. Because those things that disturb you or are unpleasant are those things that oppose or impede your progress towards the way you want your life to be, the things you want to do and the things you want to have. And so there are many ways to diminish or resolve the items that one finds disturbing, that create anxieties and fears and so forth. But besides addressing successfully the negatives, and of course we all do that in the way that we feel is best, those of us who are practitioners, I do this in the way that I feel is best. But beyond and above the what you could call negative gain processing, which is the diminishing, reduction, and resolving of one's negatives, above and beyond that is the building on positives, the focusing and applying and engaging in the direction of those things that you're passionate about. So there is this very important factor that is not stressed enough in most of the things that I see of this nature, which is that any practitioner whose purpose is to help other people accomplish their goals for their sessions is that we should always invite and encourage the individual to challenge himself or herself, engage, go out and experience and create and get involved in and be proactive in the direction of what you want to accomplish, what you want to experience. You've got to encourage the individual. We all need to actively pursue what is important and passionate, what we are passionate about. Those things that are our goals and purposes, those things that give us a sense of an energetic joy or serenity. Okay? It's not just merely addressing the things that get in the way. Because if you focus on negatives, there can be an endless well of more negatives to address. The only negatives that are important are those that come to mind when we try to get the idea of accomplishing our goals. And by the way, that's a very good therapeutic technique that I use often, which is to invite the individual to get the idea of accomplishing their goals and experiencing that, and the idea that they can do it right now. And then if any negatives come up, or when any negatives come up, this is why what I think of about that, it makes me feel like I can't do it, or I get this unpleasant emotion or sensation about it. Those things are the items that need to be addressed, the negative items that need to be addressed. When you focus on the positives, the negatives will be flushed to the surface. And sometimes it's just as simple as, how does that seem to you now? Just directly addressing it. Often, sometimes there's more to do. But there is great, great value to directing attention to the positive goals, the things that you feel passionate about, the things that bring joy. And one of them is that it will flush the negatives right up to the surface, so you'll know exactly what you need to address to help this individual. But the other part of this is that we must always invite and encourage and remind our clients, the individuals, that they should be engaging in challenging themselves in moving towards their goals and the doing of things that will help to accomplish that. And that's a very much under-stressed or not used at all technique and principle. So any and all of you that are practitioners, you're well advised to tell every one of your clients not to merely wait for the negatives to go away. That is not a successful, empowering approach. A successful and empowering approach, and a necessary approach, is to say, well, go out there and do what you can about that. Stick your feet in the water. Do the next step. Even if you're not entirely successful, it's still an accomplishment in the right direction. And if it brings up anything negative, then that's just more fodder to be processed. And that's a good thing. So we all need to challenge ourselves to make progress, to be active in accomplishing whatever states of being or gaining or doing is really important to us. And do not fall back on and hide behind the idea that, well, because of this or that problem, I can't do it. Do it to the degree that you can. You're always going to find out you could do a little more than you thought you could, at least a little more. So let's keep in mind and always apply this principle of challenge yourself and invite clients, if you're a practitioner, remind them that they should be challenging themselves in their life to go ahead and do those things that are in the direction of their goals. It's important. It's necessary. Otherwise, we can just be stuck in a chain of what's the next problem? What's the next disturbing thing? What's the next thing holding me back? That will come up readily enough. But if it's the only thing that's focused on, it can be a never-ending battle. And it can really be a situation of minimal actual progress sometimes. So again, the important idea here, the importance is challenge yourself. We should all be challenging ourselves. Go ahead and take that next step. Do just something in that direction and recognize that you have done that and you can do that. And you're getting bigger and better with every moment that you do challenge yourself. And that's all I wanted to express today. That is the message of this little video on therapeutic spiritual counseling. Try it for yourself and recommend it to your clients.